My Family's Beef Farm by Katie Olthoff. My Family's Beef Farm, written by Katie Olthoff, photographed by Jen Hindman, printed in collaboration with the Iowa Ag Literacy Foundation and the Iowa Beef Industry Council. Hi, I am Cecelia. This is my mom, dad, brother, and sister. We live and work together on our family's farm. The Rao family lives in central Iowa. Tanner is a farmer and Laura works for an agriculture company. Cecelia is 10 years old, Ben is 8, and Adeline is 6. About 1 million farmers and ranchers in the U.S. raise cattle. Farmers grow food. They also work hard to care for the land and livestock. On our farm, we raise corn, soybeans, and beef cattle. We also have a dog, 3 ponies, and 2 horses. Did you know that Iowa is home to more than 26,000 cattle farms? 97% of the farms in the U.S. are family farms like Cecelia's. Livestock are farm animals which include cattle, hogs, sheep, goats, poultry, and others. Companion animals are pets like dogs, cats, ponies, and horses. Cattle are important to my family. My great-great-great-grandpa was a farmer. He taught my great-great-grandpa how to care for the land and animals. Then my great-great-grandpa taught my great-grandpa, who taught my Grandpa Glenn, and Grandpa Glenn taught my dad. My dad is teaching my brother or sister. This is Grandpa Glenn with his grandpa in the mid-1950s on the same place where I live. The Rao family settled in Iowa in the 1860s. They raised a variety of crops and livestock. Over the years, many farmers in Iowa began specializing in one type of livestock. Since the turnoff of the century, the Rao family farm has focused on cattle. Some of our cattle are born on my grandpa's cow-calf farm. He has 100 mama cows who live out here on pasture. There is plenty of fresh grass for all the cattle to eat and water for them to drink. Pasture is a grassy fenced-in field where livestock like cattle can eat and live. Did you know that pastures help prevent erosion? The roots from the grass hold soil in place on the hilly land. Every year, the cows have a baby called a calf. The calves are born on the pasture. A calf is a cow's baby. Most of the time, calves are born on their own, but when the farmer is expecting calves, he checks on his cows every 2 to 3 hours, even in the night. A new calf weighs about 70 pounds. It can walk just 1 hour after it's born. The calf stays with its mom for about 6 months, drinking her milk and learning to eat grass. An average calf weighs 70 pounds at birth, and an average third grader weighs about 50 to 60 pounds. Grandpa moves the cows and calves from one part of the pasture to another about once a week. This way they can have fresh grass to eat. He also checks on them several times a week to make sure they are healthy. Farmers want to use the land efficiently, growing as much food as possible with the land that is available. Rotational grazing is when the farmers are moving the cows frequently to different paddocks of grass. One way farmers use the land to carefully grow a lot of food. Farmers and ranchers make continuous improvements to protect the environment. Modern beef farms are more efficient, requiring less water, land, and energy. When the calves are about 6 months old, they begin eating more grass and grain. These cattle are beef cattle raised for their meat. Other cattle are dairy cattle raised mostly for milk, but also for beef. There are many different breeds of cattle. Each breed has distinct characteristics, including different colors of hair. Some are bigger, some are smaller, some are better for warmer climates, and some are better for cooler climates. Did you know that there are more than 70 different breeds of cattle in the U.S.? Cattle eat grass for most of their lives. People can't eat grass, but cattle can. They eat food that we can't eat and then turn it into yummy beef or milk. A ruminant is animals that can eat grass, including cattle, goats, and sheep. Ruminants have 4 compartments in their stomach that help them digest the grass. There are many different ways to raise cattle. Some cattle live on pasture for their whole lives. Other cattle move into feed yards where they live in open lots or barns. When Grandpa's calves are about 550 pounds, they move to the feed yard on our farm. Farmers use different housing systems depending on the climate and their individual farms. Sustainability is when raising cattle in a different way that is environmentally sound, economically viable, and socially responsible. Farmers consider sustainability when making decisions on their farms. No matter where cattle are raised, the farmers like my dad and grandpa take care of them every day. Farmers are very dedicated to the care of their livestock. Did you know that whether it's New Year's Day or the 4th of July, farmers will be working without a day off? Even in a blizzard or a thunderstorm, they will take care of their animals. Every morning we get up early to feed our cattle. These 3 calves belong to my brother, sister, and me. We take special care of them in the summer. We take them to county fair. But most of our cattle live in these open yards or barns. Show cattle are cattle that are raised for competitions at county and state fairs. The best cattle on the farms are taken to livestock shows where farm kids can show their animals the way that they take care of them. The cattle get vaccines to keep them healthy, just like my brother, sister, and I do. If the cattle do get sick, Dad and Grandpa work with a veterinarian to make them healthy again. Cattle may receive antibiotics when they're sick. The antibiotics do not affect the quality or the safety of the meat. Kids get vaccines to keep them from getting sick, so do cattle. A veterinarian is a doctor for animals. Veterinarians monitor the cow and calf's health. Veterinarians, or vets for short, attend college for 4 years and then a college of veterinary medicine for 4 more years. We grow corn to feed our cattle. They love the corn and grow quickly when they eat it. Dad uses a special feed recipe that mixes the corn with other ingredients. He changes the recipe as the cattle grow. Why do farmers feed cattle corn? Corn is high in energy, which helps cattle grow quickly and efficiently. Some corn is made into ethanol, which is like a fuel like gasoline. After ethanol is made, distillers' grains are left over and the cattle can eat these too. Efficient is preventing the wasteful use of a particular resource. We recycle the cattle manure to fertilize the fields. Then the fields grow more corn for next year. The floor in the barns is covered with cornstalk bedding. The cattle manure can be scooped up and used as fertilizer on the fields. The manure contains important nutrients that improve the soil health and make the corn grow better. Recycling the manure in cornstalks is another example of how farmers and ranchers practice sustainability and efficiency. The calves come to our farm when they are about 6 months old. They stay here for about 200 days. Dad feeds them once a day. He checks on them 2 more times each day. Dad makes sure the cattle are healthy and comfortable. A cattle ration is a carefully balanced nutrition diet that is developed with livestock nutritionists and changes as the cattle grow. Beef Quality Insurance is a program that was created in 1987 and includes research, training, and certification that helps farmers and ranchers provide the best care for their cattle. The handling and care of more than 90% of feed yard cattle is influenced by this program. When the cattle weigh about 1,300 pounds, we sell them. They are made into beef and other things we use every day. More than 1,000 quarter-pound hamburgers can be made from 1,300 pound steer, as well as steaks, ribs, and roasts. There are 38 cuts or types of lean beef. Did you know that 1 serving of lean beef, which is 3 ounces, provides 10 nutrients your body needs each day for about 150 calories? 1 3-ounce serving of beef is about the size of a deck of cards or a cell phone. Did you know footballs are made from a cow's hide, and lipstick and glue have ingredients from cattle too? Cattle provide us with many other byproducts. A byproduct is parts of the cow that are not meat. Byproducts come from the hide, fat, bones, organs, blood, and feet. They're used to make different things for people to use. But the best thing that comes from cattle is beef. My brother loves hamburgers. My sister and I love sloppy joes. Mom and Dad love steak with potatoes. Beef provides more than 10% of the daily value for 10 essential nutrients. The nutrients in beef help you grow. Did you know that zinc helps you think and improves your memory? Iron carries oxygen to your blood to give you energy. And protein makes your muscles strong. Most of the beef you buy is considered natural, meaning it's minimally processed and contains no additives. When I grow up, I want to be a veterinarian. I want to help care for animals. But for now, I'm glad I live on my family's beef cattle farm. Here, I get to help my family take care of our cattle every day. There are many different jobs that make the beef industry successful. A farmer is someone who cares for the animals every day. A veterinarian is a doctor for animals. An animal nutritionist is someone who develops diets to keep animals healthy and help them grow. An animal scientist is someone who researched the best way to care for cattle ways to make food safer, and other topics. Did you know that there are more beef byproducts, some which include clothing, shoes, boots, belts, purses, sports equipment, and furniture upholstery? Some household products that are probably in your home are ceramics, crayons, dog food, glue, paper, shaving cream, soaps, and medicines.